Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
It's got 30% more power than RAV4.
Are you serious?
The Ford Cougar Titanium with EcoBoost technology.
Welcome to Voices of 2015 eLearning Bloggers Masterclass. We're really excited to have this series back for the second year. It's packed with fantastic advice from those who've flourished in the world of social media and learned their lessons the hard way by doing it. Plus, we've even added an extra practical tip directly from our own KidSpot social gurus. Over the next 5 weeks, we'll be releasing a 10-minute video each week full of advice money can't buy. Our e-learning series promises to take your social platforms to the next level. So grab your notebook and get set for some amazing insights and inspiration to help you build better content experiences for your community. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome Kerry Sackville. Kerry is an Australian author, columnist and social commentator, and she's a regular panellist on Channel 7's The Morning Show. Kerry built her career on social media and has taught Twitter courses at the Australian Writers' Centre. Today, Kerry is here to talk to you about the world of Twitter.
Hello, this is Twitter for Bloggers. My name is Kerry Sackville and I'm an author, blogger and columnist. Twitter is like a giant virtual notice board in which people post and respond to messages in real time. Now on platforms like Facebook, Instagram and Pinterest, you will have noticed that engagement can take place over a period of time. One person can post something and others can respond to it over the course of days or even months. Tweets, on the other hand, are posted and responded to in real time. And unlike Snapchat, which is also immediate but ephemeral, with messages disappearing after a few seconds, Twitter messages remain unless they're deleted. So it's unique in that it's immediate and yet still leaves a digital footprint. Tweets are limited to 140 characters, which can initially be daunting. Still, it's a great tool for writers to learn to edit themselves to fit into that character limit. The immediacy of Twitter can also be challenging for people who don't think or write particularly quickly. But again, this is a really important practice tool for bloggers and writers. Obviously, the more quickly you learn to write, the more material you can produce. Now, Twitter has huge potential for engagement because you can drop in on any conversation occurring amongst any of the people you follow. It's also a terrific source of news and information, as all the big news organisations and journalists are on Twitter. And it's fun, particularly when there are huge news or current affairs stories breaking. Now, the key to using Twitter effectively is to remember that golden rule of social media: engagement before sales. So you absolutely can promote your blog or website on Twitter, but you need to build up your following first. And once you do have a following, you need to keep your followers interested. You need to join in discussions, post interesting tweets, and retweet other people's tweets. You need to be a person on Twitter first and a salesperson second. If you do nothing but tweet endless links to your posts, people are going to eventually unfollow you. You need to focus on engagement at least 80% of the time and self-promotion no more than 20% of the time. So I'm going to focus on how to get engagement on social media. My pictures are all of TweetDeck, which is a Twitter platform for both Mac and PC. TweetDeck and Hootsuite allow you to use Twitter more effectively by showing you your timeline, @replies, direct messages, lists, and favourites all at once. Now, many people use social media purely for fun. However, when you're using social media in a strategic sense, the whole aim of it is to promote your brand. And so there's no point having a cute Twitter handle that's completely unrelated to your brand, as it's not going to help you to grow brand recognition. For this reason, I always recommend that you have your name or your blog name as your Twitter handle. Now, if you decide to go with your blog name, always include your real name in the name section, as Pip has done here. I strongly recommend including a picture of yourself as your profile picture, as people are very loath to engage with a logo. Social media users like to be able to visualise the person they're communicating with. As your background image, you can include a picture or set of images relevant to your blog, as Nikki's done here. Now, your bio needs to be short and snappy because the word count is limited, but you need to provide enough information to potential followers so that they know who you are and what they're going to be getting if they follow you. Writing something obscure like cheese lover at one with the universe isn't going to cut it. Anna does a great job with hers. Sometimes writer, frequent emotion haver, tops mother, massive tryhard and friend expecting a novel baby. And always include a link to your blog. You'll be prompted to provide a website link in your Twitter bio. If Facebook engagement is important to you too, there's room to include that in the body of your bio like I've done here with mine. To build a following, you need to start by choosing who to follow. Pick a few people who interest you and are relevant to your genre, other bloggers, journalists, editors, news sites, and then look through their follow lists to see who they're following to get some ideas. Follow whoever interests you, but when you're putting your energies into engaging with people on Twitter, be realistic. If your aim is to be followed back, then you're better off communicating with other Aussie bloggers or media personalities than, say, with Taylor Swift or Barack Obama. Remember that people will only see your tweets if they're following you. And if you hit reply and therefore start your tweet with an @ symbol, they will only see your tweet if they're following both you and the person you're responding to. Now, I can see this tweet because I follow both John James and Lana. But if John James was replying to someone I didn't follow, I wouldn't be able to see it. How do you build a following? Well, you can start by responding to people with tweets that add to the conversation. Writing "great post, thanks for sharing" is nice, but it's not going to get you followed back. You need to engage in meaningful interaction. Use humour if possible. Now, not everyone is naturally funny, but if you are a witty person, then definitely use your wit. And have opinions and express them. You don't get followers on social media by being neutral. Writing, "I can see both sides," may be diplomatic, but it doesn't prompt discussion. And finally, and most importantly, be yourself. Find your own voice and use it. Twitter moves far too quickly for you to be able to ponder your responses too much. So it's simply not feasible to try to create a persona that's not your own. You won't be able to keep up the facade. Always try to use trending hashtags. You'll find trending hashtags by clicking on the add column at the left and then the trending at the right. By using trending hashtags, you'll be engaging in conversation that's already happening. People click on the hashtags to see what other people are discussing, and so your tweets are going to be visible to people who aren't already following you. Evenings when everyone is watching TV are a great time for trending hashtags. People watch shows like The Bachelor, Q&A, MasterChef and others and tweet along with the show. Remember that political tweets are tagged with Ozpol and are always very popular. And other hashtags come up when there's breaking news or current affairs. It's always a great compliment to someone to retweet their tweet, and it's what social media is all about, sharing. The more you retweet, the more other people are likely to repay the compliment. If you have something to say about the tweet you're retweeting, you can add your own comment. Melissa Doyle here is giving context to something that she's retweeting. And here, Gabrielle is adding to the humorous point that I made in my tweet. She could have written that just as a reply to me, but this way she's made it accessible to everyone following her. Post links to your blogs with great catchlines. It's not enough to write, "I've just blogged," as no one's going to care. You have to draw people in, make them want to click on your link. Pick an angle, pose a question, hint at what is in the post without giving it away. Try to create intrigue. Who, what, why questions are good in your links because the reader is going to want to know the answer. Just make sure your posts live up to the promise you create. If your links are routinely false advertising, people are going to stop clicking on them. This link bait from Woog's World is great because you need to know what it was that happened to her. The post was actually about her exercising. And this one from Reality Chick is terrific because it states the topic but creates a question that needs answering. Use images. People love images on social media. Instagram is a great way to share images immediately to Twitter and Facebook. It's not necessary to acknowledge new followers, but it's always nice if you can, particularly if they're someone you've been trying to engage with for a while. A simple "thanks for the follow" will do. Now, there's a very special way to deal with people who are insulting or abusing you on Twitter. You don't need to retweet them, you don't need to engage with them, and you don't need to convince them that they're wrong or mean or trolling. You simply block and delete. If you feel the person is open to being turned around, you can try to engage them with humour, but if not, block and delete. When you block someone, they cease to exist. Never feel guilty about blocking someone on social media. And finally, here are 4 of my favourite funny tweets. The best way to figure out how to tweet is to read other people's tweets. Just get on Twitter and start playing. And remember, have fun.
When it comes to Twitter, a lot of people are intimidated by the idea of just barreling on in there. It can seem like a giant schoolyard full of people who already know each other talking busily. The best thing about Twitter, however, is that just like a schoolyard, you're bound to eventually find people who get you. One of the best ways to dip your toe in the waters of Twitter is to find a subject you care about and weigh in on it, rather than just trying to spurt words into the void. TV shows are an excellent way to do this. Tune into your favourite TV show and let the world hear all the hilarious quips you usually reserve for your partner. Watching TV with thousands of people all over the country is a lot more fun.
We hope you've enjoyed our first segment of the Voices of 2015 eLearning Blogger Masterclass. A massive thank you to Kerry Sackville and of course our Voices of 2015 sponsor Ford for making today's segment possible. Until next week.